In this video, we're going to be going over the Instagram settings and everything you need to adjust and just know where all your settings and things you can change are. So the first thing we want to do is open up the Instagram app. Now you're going to see a lot more settings on your phone than you will on a desktop, so you're probably going to want to do this on a mobile device. So what we want to do after we've already set up a business profile is we want to go over to our page and click our little picture in the bottom right here, and then go over to the hamburger on the top right and click that. And you'll see a couple different items, but what we're going to be focusing on is the top one that says settings and privacy. Now, Facebook or Meta is directly connected with your Instagram, so you will see some commingled settings under your account up there, but we're going to skip that for right now. Now, you have a couple different settings in here. First off, you can click into notifications and you can pause any notifications. Now, this can be in the app or via email. So if I clicked into, let's say I'm getting a message or a notification every time I get a follower, I click into following and followers, and you can see I adjust each one of these. So if I get a request, I could toggle that on if I wanted to, or keep it off. And you're going to see a bunch of different settings, and you can click into each one of these. So like messages, you might want to have those on if you need to reply to them for your business, but you can toggle them and scroll down and see all the different options if you click into each of these. And then at the very bottom, you'll see email notifications as well, and you can turn those on or off. I usually will turn all of these off except for support emails. You want to make sure you have support emails on, just in case anything important from Instagram comes to you. You'll be able to see it and reply as quick as possible. So those are the notification emails. Now, other settings, you have time spent, which will just show you how much time you're using Instagram. I'm not going to go into that right now. And the main settings here we're going to want to look at is business tools and controls. But first, let's finish through this page of settings first. So what you see, this section, is just the content you're going to be seeing when you're scrolling through your homepage. So you can favorite different accounts. If you wanted to add someone to your favorites, you're going to see them first in your feed if you're following a couple different accounts that you really want to keep track of. You can mute accounts and they'll all show up here. Now, this next section, what you see, you can set your favorite people, which just means they show up first in your feed, and these are just people you follow. Mute accounts and other things, we're going to ignore that for now. This next section, who can see your content. You want to make sure your account privacy is not private. Obviously, we want to be discovered. We want our business to be discoverable, so we want to keep that public. You can set any close friends here, which just means you can post content specific to that only they can see. Now, we're not going to be using this. Cross-posting, you're going to want to make sure you have this on. So you want to toggle this on so your reels on Instagram can be recommended on Facebook as well, and you'll see those views in here. It's just another way to be discovered, so make sure you do toggle this on. Next spot is blocked, so you can see any blocked accounts you have in here, and you could go and fix that if you accidentally block someone. Hide story and live. So you could specifically hide your story and live videos from a specific person, but we don't need to do that. Now, these next settings, how others can interact with you. First, we have messages and story replies. So message controls, we want to make sure people can message us. You can set it so it goes into requests, or that you don't receive requests at all and they can't message you. You want message requests, and you want to be able to approve those when people message you or your business. And the same thing goes when it comes to other people. Next setting is group settings. We don't really need to mess with this. This is just who can add you to groups. Connected tools. If you're using a third-party tool, that's where you would do it here. We're not really worried about that right now. Story replies. You want to allow people to reply to your story. If someone would have a question on a story you post for your business, you'll be able to see that and reply. It's a great way to interact. Now, this next section, who can see you're online. So you can have your activity status. I prefer normally to hide this because I don't want people to see when I'm online or offline, if I can attend to a message or not right away. And that kind of goes into show read receipts. So read receipts is when other people can see that you've read their messages. Normally you're going to want this off just in case you have to look at a message and either talk to an employee or talk to someone else before you answer. You don't want them to think you're just leaving them on read. Now, the next setting here is tags and mentions. So do you want to allow people to tag you? And you probably will want to allow this, and you're just going to have to manage it because you want to show your account tagged on people who are posting about your business. You obviously want to be able to have people see that post, click on your profile, and follow you or see your content from there. So you want to make sure you are allowing tags. And what you could do is you could click manually approve tags. And what that would do is make sure that it doesn't show up on your profile in the tag section until you've reviewed it and approved it. And then mention, same thing. We want to make sure we allow mentions from everyone. Now, this next section is the comments here, and you can again allow comments from everyone or only certain people. You want to make sure you have everyone. Sharing in remixes isn't too important. Next is hidden words. And what this is you can hide comments that have certain words in them. So down here, we could click manage custom words and phrases, and we could add any words if someone's spamming. Sometimes you'll see people spamming certain words or just things you don't want to see in your comments or names of competitor businesses. So you could hide those automatically in there. And then the rest of these settings we're not too worried about. So now we're going to go back up and go into business tools and controls. Add payments, just going to be where you put your payment method if you're running ads. Branded content has a couple different options in here. If you are paying influencers to promote your content, there's some settings you can change in there, but we're not going to go into detail. Cross posting. This is a setting from the other one. You want to have this on. Partnership ads, we're not worried about. One cool feature in here is the saved reply. And you can add a saved reply in here that you can choose when you're in your comments, and it will automatically post this reply. So if you get a question a lot, let's say, how do we find your business, or what's your website, or something along those lines, then you could type out that reply here so you don't have to retype it out every time, and you'll be able to choose from saved replies when replying to a comment. You can also set up frequently asked questions. So people will see this when they go to send you a message, and you could just type in, they could click on it and it would automatically answer that question for them. So that's also pretty useful. Connect a Facebook page. So you definitely want to click into this and connect your Facebook page to your Instagram. You can also do that backwards from Facebook, which is a little bit easier. So you can watch the video on that we have. Minimum age, you could set the minimum age if you wanted to for who can view your content. And then switch account type. You should already be a business account, and if you are, yours is going to look like this, where it gives you the option to switch to the other two, but we're going to leave that for now. And the very last thing is the account center up here. You can see any connected profiles you have and any connected experience, and this is more Facebook or Meta information, and you're probably going to want to change that on there, but you can go into here and change these things if you are connected with Meta and Instagram. So those are really all the settings you need to look at and make sure you have set when it comes to Instagram.